Welcome back to Truth Quest. My name is Aaron Moriarty. I will be your host. We're going to go on a quest for truth together, and we've got a returning guest, my good friend, Korbin Pheenix. Korbin, welcome back.
No, thanks, man. It's good to be back, man. Good to be back.
All right. So what's new in your world? I know you sent me a clip. We'll talk about that. Well, what else is going on with Korbin Pheenix these days?
Well, the end of the last quarter of last year was terrible. It seemed like one thing after another. I do music in between, just like hectic life. Just across different genres. Mashup stuff. Rap, hip hop, metal, just different things. And my computer crashed. It just it shit the bed on me. Then right after that, right before that, I got COVID, and then I wasn't able to work for like a month and a half because after that I ended up getting gout. So it was weird. It's like there was only a little small window where I was okay, but the rest of the 4 months was just complete utter destruction. And I just finally got my computer and then hooked it up, got it back running. It's funny because when I cut it on, I didn't want to cut it on for a month. When I could cut it on, when after the snowstorms and all that, when I could do something, I was like, I don't even want to try because I'm going to blow this fucking building up if this computer does not start after all the shit I've been through. Wow. And, but I hooked it up, and what happened? Chassis failure. I never even seen that alert on a computer when you start up. I was like, what the hell is a chassis failure? And I was like, okay. My heart's beating, and I'm just pissed at this point because it's been 6 months I've been shut down from doing anything creative, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna cut it off and I'm gonna cut it back on. I cut it off, cut it back on, and then I got something familiar. F1 to resume. I'm like, okay, I hit F1 to resume. And then it went to a complete black screen before it jumped to the Windows icon. I was like, oh my God, this means that the motherboard is bad. And I said, but wait, let me cut it off, cut it back on. And then it got to the part where I can put my password in, but then the keyboard and the mouse didn't work. And I was like, man, what? And I was like, yeah, I'm about to just rip my scalp off. I ain't got no hurt. So, so I was like, So I cut it off, cut it back on. The keyboard and mouse initialized, and I was able to type in my password. I got in, and then the sound driver wasn't acting right. I was like, but at this point, I was seeing that okay, I see what's going on. I gotta nurse it. I gotta nurse it back into this situation. So then I messed around with the sound drivers, and I finally got it to come back on and everything to work. But yeah, that's what it's been. That, honestly, just that right there was pretty much a metaphor for what the last half of last year was. Wow. Just in that little me messing with that computer, but in a contained frame, So yeah. But anyway, I finally got my computer back running. I'm gonna start doing music again. I never really stopped. It's just shit be happening. So whatever.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
Yeah.
So now, recently you sent me an interesting picture that you found. I think it was a Twitter post that Mitch McConnell put out there, and it showed a bunch of people holding candles, right?
Yeah.
And one guy that looked like he was, a little green with envy or something. Sort of a green-looking fella.
Yeah. Yeah, with eyes close together, glowing green. Yeah. I mean, just looking at it, it's not edited, and I got it from it was from another truther guy. I think it was on his Telegram. I can't remember which one it was, whether it was Charlie Ward or David Rodriguez, from El Paso. El Paso stand up. Hey, I was there for 5 years, but anyway, yeah. Before I went to school there, man, I know how wild it is, man. When he told his story about him getting stabbed up and and overdosed. And I'm like, yeah, like
Oh.
that. He's from El Paso. But anyway, so it was from his Telegram that I seen this, and I looked, and it was from one of the two, either him or Charlie Ward. So I'm looking at it. I said, why is he showing this? I mean, it's just a screenshot of a Twitter feed. And then I seen the next picture, and it was an alien dude, like standing there on the Leslie McConnell post. It was a picture of people, I guess, standing in front of SCOTUS or something like that. You might be able to edit that in later, the picture. But yeah, and at the bottom right corner by the C-SPAN logo, because it's C-SPAN. On the C-SPAN logo is this guy standing there. He looks about like over 6 feet, might be 7 foot tall. And this fool's like green. He's got a weird like he had on like some kind of weird like a Nazi Kango. And almost looked like Nazi regalia, but like a Kango, like the old school players used to wear, you know what I mean? Like the fuzzy one, you know what I mean? But anyway, he had the Kango on, man, to the back, and had a, like, I guess, a trench coat, and he just was really green, but he was wearing a face mask. That was the funny part. I was like, why is he wearing but I guess if it was a reptilian, I guess his mouth would really scare people, because from what I hear, it's like, it looks, that's like the weirdest part of their face. They got this ear to ear, like mouth or whatever with like rows of teeth. So I guess he would be wearing a mask. But yeah, it seemed to be an unedited picture. Those guys usually don't play. You know what I mean? When they post, usually us in the movement, we don't be like, playing around with Photoshop a lot. So, I don't know what that was about. It's weird, really strange.
Yes. I'm not having luck pulling that up. I don't know what the problem is here. That's not it.
No, I mean, it's, yeah. If you can pull it up, you can. I mean, or maybe we could post it on something.
Looks like
you could just give an Instagram link or something in the.
I think it's gone.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's not in. Looking right where you sent me stuff on Facebook, and it's gone.
Hey, you know what's weird? When I posted that initially, I had the whole thing cropped up, you know what I'm saying, where you can see his whole head and his whole body. But then on the first post, like, it didn't have his head in it. It like cut his head off completely. Like, you couldn't even see what it was. You just see like the bot, like his chin a little bit. You couldn't see the whole head. So I don't doubt it that like some weird, and it happened on Instagram and Facebook where I posted it. So I had to like repost or add another picture where there was no way they could crop it out.
Right. Wow.
Yeah, it's almost like digitally they had like shit out there waiting to, to like, fuck with that upload. But anyway, I mean, I guess maybe later you could put that in the description or whatever, the links. I'll send it to you something.
If it hasn't been scrubbed. Right,
exactly. That's strange.
I'm looking right now for it. I post way too much stuff, but
yeah, that's all good, man. Somebody got to do it.
Somebody has to, yeah.
Yeah, true.
That's what I tell people when they ask me, why do you do Elvis shows? Well, somebody has to.
Yeah, somebody got to, man. Yeah, definitely. But yeah, alien, big, tall alien guy standing right there. Like, it was like, what he said something about, we're all standing here for some, forget what, man, I didn't even care what they were talking about. When I seen the alien, I was like, yo, that guy, But I mean, who knows? It could be one of those things where, like you've heard the story of like, the white hats basically, doing like, soft disclosure type stuff, making them do things in order to like force disclosure on certain things. So it could be one of those. It could be one of those, just like how they said Trump made Andy Cuomo wear them nipple rings up under his shirt to the their press conference or whatever. Yeah. They said that he made him wear it, since you like to do this, do all this freaky shit. We're gonna make you wear those up under that tight ass white shirt so everybody can see your nipple rings, you sick fuck. You know what I mean? They did that to him, and so I'm thinking it might be the same thing. It's like, oh yeah, that's cool. So y'all gonna be meeting up, but I got a favor to ask you. Not even a favor, but I'm gonna tell you to do something. Oh shit, what is it? What is this time? What is this time, Trump? I want you to put one of those alien guys you got in the tunnel right by the C-SPAN deal. You know, but the people at C-SPAN, oh no, I already told them that he's gonna be there, and they're gonna do it. They're gonna shoot it because I said so. You know what I mean? It's like either that or I release. I open the gates. When do you want it? Fuck it. All right, man. Fuck it. Okay, we'll put the alien guy there. Nobody will believe it anyway. But the people that need to believe it will believe it. You know.
Yeah. Well, they'll probably believe it more now that it's gone. I mean, the thing I thought of was either one of two things: either it's an alien, or it's a guy who has had a lot of tattoos and identifies as an alien. You know,
Yeah,
could be one of those guys, because they seem to be hiring a lot of these people who believe there's something else.
Yeah, you know, and that's what matters. You know, yeah, we have to accept you, and you don't even accept you. You know, we have to accept you for what you are, and you don't accept you for what you are. Yeah, yeah, you we do that.
I identify as a billionaire, but the bank doesn't agree with my assessment there.
Oh shit! But yeah, maybe it's not a bunch of tattoos. Maybe it's just one big ass tattoo. Because it's something to slap green. Yeah, I'm talking about no breaks. Because I looked at it, I stared at it, and I was just like, I'm looking for like some semblance of like human skin. Nope. Nope.
Yeah, because his eyes kind of looked shiny, but it could have been sunglasses, you know, because it was sort of fuzzy. It was a zoom in. So it could have been like, you know, shades. Could have been.
Yeah, could have been. Yeah, it's a little pixelated. It was
but
a
his
picture.
face did look green. I mean, but there is that one guy who tattooed his whole body. It's all puzzle pieces. Did you see this guy?
Yeah. I seen the dude. But then they also had a dude that you know, he think he a lizard, and he, you know, tattooed his shit up. You know, he got scales, all like tattoo scales.
Yeah.
You know, so
You see the guy that got shot? He's identifies as a deer.
yeah, I remember hearing about that. I was like, yeah. God,
even has antlers.
yeah, and they lit his ass up. Yeah.
He shot him.
Yeah. Dead? Shot him dead?
I didn't hear, and I'm not sure if you would call the wildlife people or if you call the hospital. I don't know.
I guess whoever gets there first.
We don't allow deer in the hospital.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Man, I can see that now. Like they're like fighting over, like, you know, who gets to take care of him. You know, while he's dying, bleeding out.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, this is 2021, man. I mean, if the wildlife dude don't fall in line with what he believes he is, he's getting sued. All the blowback. You know what I'm saying? Like, so yeah, he's probably gonna. Yeah, he's got to now. He's got to.
Could be worse. He could have jumped over the fence of some zoo, some animal, you know, that normally eats deer.
Yeah, and did that one. Yeah, ran around like a gazelle or something. You know what I mean? And yeah. Met his fate.
Well, you know, I remember when I was working at Hasbro, there was this park, Narragansett Boulevard in Rhode Island, and there was a zoo there, like in the park. And so I was like eating my lunch there and just kind of discovered this place, and there was an elephant there.
What are you doing here? Yeah,
I'm not kidding you. His chain was like, his rope was like that long. Whoa. To a pole, and he was the saddest looking elephant I ever saw. I wanted to go just free him.
Yeah.
But I thought, what would happen? He would just get shot if I freed him.
Yeah.
You know. But
you know.
Yeah, it's.
Yeah, like that's one of the things where, like, you know, I don't know, man. It's kind of crazy. Like I want like my kids to, you know, see these animals and shit like that, but at the same point, like, you know, like a zoo is pretty it's a pretty inhumane situation.
Yeah, well, maybe what they could do is go to the best zoos that they have right now, and go in with like an Omnicam, and like film all these animals, and with the smells and everything, and then let all the animals go, and then make this virtual thing that people can immerse themselves in if they want to see wildlife. Like that.
Yeah. I mean, I think honestly, like when things, you know, get, you know, better as far as like, you know, technology, you know what I'm saying, being, you know, released to the public, that's like, you know, top, like the technology we supposed to have, like people will be able to experience stuff like that without anybody, without any blowback or any kind of like animal cruelty, you know, or anything like that going on. You know, yeah, I mean, you'd be able to see dinosaurs and shit if you wanted to, you know.
Right.
That'd be kind of cool. But yeah, you know, yeah, man, it's pretty wild. I mean, that'd be wild as shit. Just go to the park one day, just hanging out. And next thing you know, you turn around, you see like some shit from fucking, you know, I don't know, just Serengeti. That's crazy. I couldn't imagine. This was wild. Yeah, shit. I seen a bear once, and that shit tripped me out. I was like,
a bear?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You
said what?
Where'd you see the bear?
I was going home, headed out on 73 out here in Arkansas, and I'm crossing over this. It's like a little bridge over a creek that you cross over. And it's known to have shit around there just because like it's a creek, you know, and it's kind of like in a you know, there's cows around there, just different like other wildlife and stuff. So you'll see mountain lions probably because of cows, and then but I seen a bear, man, late night. It was running across the highway with like cubs behind it. Yeah, with little like 3 cubs, you know, running behind it. It was the craziest shit. Wow. Like when I was looking at it, at first I thought it was hogs, but hogs move a lot. They, you know, they kind of scurry. Their feet, you know, they got the little feet kind of kick, like scurry along, you know. And these are kind of like, you know, bounding. So I was like, oh shit, those are bears, man. And those are black bears. They're like and you know, pretty much like indigenous to the area. And but a lot of people go their whole life and never seen one. But you know, I was lucky that night and actually got to see one, so that was cool.
Wow.
You know, a couple actually, you know, whole families.
My daughter saw well, she was like 4 when she saw it outside of the door. We lived at a campground. And so there was wilderness. It was actually Frontier Wilderness was the name of the campground. And she said, Dad, I saw a black leopard. A panther. Yeah. She called it a black leopard.
Yeah, because of the shape of it. Yeah.
And I thought, oh, you know, I looked at all the, you know, indigenous animals. There's like a pine marten, which is like in the weasel family. And I showed her pictures of that. She goes, no, it was like a tall, big black cat.
Where was this at?
Up in here when I lived in Egg Harbor, Wisconsin.
Oh, okay. Damn, they go. Yeah, I guess they travel where water goes. They'll travel up a fucking river.
Well, yeah, and you know, no one believed her. I believed her, you know, but nobody else believed her. And a couple of years later, I found out that someone in Green Bay had lost a pet panther.
Oh shit! Oh, so it was like, all right, probably artificially introduced.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Have to be artificially introduced. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, but that's wild. I mean, I've heard of wild shit like, you know, alligators way out of place, like in some weird ass places before. So I mean, that's the reason why. And then alligators, you know, panthers, they kind of like run those kind of routes, swamp type shit. You know, as long as there's water and there's a stream, like and there's food, they'll travel up it. That's what I'm saying. I done heard of panthers being way up north, like places where they ain't supposed to be at.
No, they're not supposed to be up here. I've seen wild bobcats up here. I've seen, you know,
really
very small bobcats, little tails like that long.
Oh yeah. They around here, man. Sometimes you see them on the side of the road. You know what I'm saying? You know, deep six. You know, you just see them running around and shit. But yeah, they're down here pretty good. Matter of fact, the town I'm in, Hope. The mascot for the high school team is the Hope Bobcats.
Hope, yeah, Arkansas.
So, yep.
Yeah, that sounds familiar. Where have I heard that before? Hope, Arkansas. Was it Mr. Bill Clinton was from there, wasn't he?
Yep. So now you're trying to get us killed.
No, I'm not.
Because you know the obvious thing after that is like, oh yeah, Bill and Hillary. You know what I'm saying?
I met Bill Clinton.
Yeah.
I shook his hand. He's got big puffy fingers like a farmer. He's actually got farmer hands. If he wasn't in politics, he'd probably be a farmer. Yeah.
You know, like I said, I mean, it's wild. People really didn't start like hating him until like, you know, until I mean, I would say probably in, you know, when Bush got in. When Bush got in, everybody like started like talking shit about Bill. But I'll tell you this straight up, like I think Bill and Hillary, I think they're pieces of shit. But I just but like all the people, like the people around here that have met him, like they love him to death. They love him to death. You know,
Yeah.
I actually got a homeboy that you know, he's like, you know, years younger than me. He's like about like 11, 12 years younger than me. And he said, you know, Bill, it came down one time, and I guess it was like on a school trip or I don't know, FFA, some shit like that or whatever. But he actually shook his hand or whatever and like talked to Bill Clinton and shit, got a picture of it and everything. But yeah, like, you know, he used to go down here to Ozan, where I guess we're all like, you know, all my family kind of originated from. It's about, I say about 12 to 15 miles out of Hope. And he used to go down there and hang out, you know what I'm saying, with all the black folks down there and shit, go to the juke joints and shit and get drunk and shit and hang out, you know. You know, so I heard stories, you know what I'm saying, you know. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, Bill Clinton, man. Bill Clinton. Yeah.
Is it fair to say he's probably, next to you though, probably the most famous you know, person out of Hope?
Yeah, you know, yeah. I mean, but you know, but he's crossed over to infamous. You know what I'm saying? You know, yeah. But I mean, I guess people might say the same shit about me too. So I mean, whatever.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's amazing how you know, the media can make people seem how they aren't, and you know, we certainly were tricked for a long time.
Yeah, definitely.
You know,
I mean, you know, I've heard we've all heard the stories about how the Clintons get down, man. So
yeah.
Well, crazy shit, man.
Yeah. I met Bill, and Al Gore was there too. This was before he was president. And I just had no desire to go meet Al Gore for some reason. It's like, you know.
But he invented the internet. How come you won't?
Man, you know what's weird? Here's what's weird. So Al Gore was his vice president, what, for 2 terms, right? If he was so environmental, why didn't they do anything environmental?
He created the internet. That's the least environmental shit ever. What the fuck? Maybe that's maybe that's how he contributed to the environment. He kept everybody ass in the house on computers and not playing outside.
Might have saved some paper since you don't have to send the letters as much.
Right? You got email. Yeah, so maybe that was his contribution to Agenda 21.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
But you know, it is just really nice that a lot of people are waking up and not being fooled by the, you know, the mainstream media anymore. Right.
Yeah, that's like a breath of fresh air, man. But at the same point, you know, we got people in our families that we have to kind of just like not talk to or not talk to, you know, about certain shit around, you know.
Yeah.
And that's the most frustrating part of it. But yeah, as far as like in mass, like, you know, in general, like across the board, yes, it's a good thing. But it's just like you know, when you got to deal with like the person to person, like, oh, fuck, you know what I mean? Like especially when it's people like you care about and you don't want to, you don't want to see them go that way. Because if everything went down tomorrow, they would be like, you know, and then like, you don't want to see your folks like that, you know? So,
well, what we need to do is we need to promise these people that you know, are in our lives that you don't see things the way we see. We got to promise them. We got to really, really promise them that we won't say, I told you so too many times.
Too many times. Yeah, too many times. Because we got
to twice, you know.
Yeah. Oh, I'm doing it twice. I'm from a fam. I'm like my fam, like my immediate fam. All we do, man. We'll beef. So I got to do it at least 2 or 22 times. Like, you know. But I mean, but that's like equivalent to somebody else's too. I mean, that's just shit that we do sometimes. But you know, I mean, that's the thing. You know, like my dad got the jab, bro.
Oh no.
Both of them.
Oh no. Well, let's pray for him.
Yeah. I mean, I every day I think about that shit. I'm just like, when's the day gonna happen? When's the day? I'll text my mom and be like, Mom, man, like, do you know that if he dies from something, you know, related to this vaccine or whatever, you ain't getting no kind of like death insurance or nothing like that, no life insurance, none of that shit. You know, I
Wow.
said death insurance, but yeah, well, yeah. I mean, the vaccine is death insurance. It's guaranteed to kill your ass. But yeah, you won't get no life insurance because it's an experimental and not fully vetted vaccine. So hey, you know, you did it at your own risk. You know, it's not our fault. It's equivalent to somebody committing suicide, but I think it's probably even worse than that as far as getting your life insurance afterwards.
Well, you know, I think, you know, some people would buy the death insurance. They want out.
They want out. Wow, dude.
They want to be
They
sure that
want
there's
out.
something. They want something after this.
Yeah, well, you know, honestly, like that's how I look at religion a lot. I think religion actually is death insurance. You know what I'm saying? Like basically when people go up there, they pay their tithes and shit. You know, a lot of times, like they're like, I'm talking, these people have like, people be like barely scraping by, but they will go to church and they will spend like their last dollar just to make sure that they got that death insurance, you know, like, you know, just fear of the unknown. I mean, it's sad, it's sad, but that's another thing too.
But you know what? I can't imagine a loving God not accepting someone into heaven because they haven't paid enough money. You know, it just
doesn't make sense, does it?
Doesn't make sense at all.
No, you know, not at all. Love don't cost a thing, man. And you would think.
I think it's what's in your heart and not what's, you know, in your wallet.
Right.
That counts.
Right. But you know, but the thing is, you know, people have equated money with being godly, you know. So really? They think it's like fuck yeah. Like they think the more money that, oh, you know, the only way I can show that I love God is by, you know, spending the shit that people that I look up to have a lot of, you know, because they look up to people that like billionaires and millionaires like they're gods. And what do they have? What makes them, it puts them in that position? Money. So it's weird. It's like some weird ass, like, you know, psychology going on with that. But you know, that's a part of it. You know what I mean? It's just, I don't know, man. It's just real strange. Like, they got people fucking like, you know, locked in some kind of weird like money self-sacrifice ritual shit. You know what I mean? It's definitely like some occult shit going on with money. It's like a spiritual bonding, basically. It's really weird.
It's just dirty paper.
Yeah. Extremely
dirty paper.
Yep, inside and out.
Looks like we got Mud Rabbit says hello.
What up, Mud?
You know Mud Rabbit?
No, I'm just speaking. I just speak, you know.
Just Josh.
Hey, what's happening?
Q. Looks like there's a Q there. Just Josh.
Hey, we got to make sure to let everybody know, man. Today, the whole date adds up to 17.
Oh.
The whole date. If you add the whole date together, it all adds up to 17. Like number by number.
2021. Add all those numbers together.
Yep. Add all those numbers together. 392021. Yeah. You add them all together. Yeah. It all comes out to 17. Yep.
Mud Rabbit says, hey there. And also Marcio Nuam Esto. Hello there. How you doing?
Yeah, what's happening, man? What's going on?
And that's it. That's what we got here in the chat.
Yeah,
so
man.
Thanks for all chatting. Thanks for joining us. Share this out there. Help us break the algorithms. Hit that like button and tell all your friends.
Yeah.
And you know, I was going to drop a link into the chat here, but I didn't start this. I think you started this, so I don't know if I have access to the link. I tried finding it. So, maybe we just don't have a link. And it's just us talking and paying attention to the chat here.
Yeah.
So
you can see it, I can't.
If y'all have a question about something, and ask us in the chat.
Yeah. Anything, man. You know, I'm down to look crazy like I don't know shit. You know, I'm down for that because maybe I can learn something at the end of it. You know. All right. So one thing I was gonna say was that So I got up this morning, you know what I'm saying, and I had to go to the doctor. So I went to the doctor. I'm in the waiting room, and you know I'm waiting for this movie to come out. This movie, Zack Snyder's Justice League. So I'm sitting down and I'm like, oh, okay, they released another teaser trailer today, a little short teaser, it's about 41 seconds, something like that. And I'm watching it, and at the end of it, you know, Cyborg, it's highlighting Cyborg. That's what this teaser is doing.
Mm-hmm.
And at the end of it, he says, "I'm not broken. I'm not alone." And when he does this, he takes off, like takes his first flight, you know. And when he takes his first flight, he comes through the clouds. And when he comes through the clouds, he comes up and then go and makes a loop de loop. And it's like Q symbolism. And I'm like, oh shit. And he just said, "I'm not broken, I'm not alone." Oh my God. And then did the Q loop de loop. I'm like, fuck, yes. Like, dude, that's a Q signal. That's a Q signal. And I'm like, all right, cool. And then that got me to thinking. I said, something just told me or really I told myself, I was like, add the day up. Because I like to do that shit. I like to do like, you know, random numerology sometimes.
Yeah.
I was like, add the day up. So I added the day up, and today comes out the 17, and that trailer released like today.
Wow.
Or, you know, yeah. So it's like, I was like, wow. So yeah, like, you know, so that let me know right there that like the director knows what's up. And then it got me looking back at the movie previous to this that he did, Batman v Superman.
Mm-hmm.
And in that one, the first time you see Batman in action, he's not stopping criminals from stealing money from a fucking bank. Have you noticed that?
Mm-hmm.
They always had somebody stealing money from a bank, and the good guys stopped them from stealing money from them corrupt motherfuckers. You noticed that? Have you noticed that? But anyway, so Batman wasn't doing that this time. When you first see him in BVS, he's rescuing people from a human trafficking ring.
Mm-hmm. Awesome.
Literally, people in cages. That's the first shit you see. And then you see a guy, he's like, this is Batman that's like, you know, he's like morally, you know, like morally bankrupt. He is done had it. So they hear a guy moaning after they see Batman, they try to shoot him, and he like does a power crawl. He's like in like the corner of the room looking at him like basically he looks like fucking Candyman or some shit like that. And then they're shooting at him and he escapes out the roof. And then they hear a guy moaning in another room. They go to that room. Batman's got him chained up to a radiator with the Batman symbol burnt in his chest because he's one of the human traffickers. So
wow.
yeah, like yeah. So and what is this whole Q thing about? Especially some of the people that are like going into these tunnels. Mm-hmm. It's like good guys that are highly skilled at violence.
Mm-hmm.
So right there, like if you think about that scene, that's literally telling you like what the fuck, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, what's happening behind the scenes, and you know, I guess what they're doing to take down the cabal, you know, so it all goes together. Like I said, that was BVS, the movie prior, and you know, the DC movie prior to this Justice League movie that's coming out. So so I started thinking about it like retroactively. And I was just like, damn, oh my God, like dude's been on this shit for a while. I'm just catching up to it, you know?
Wow.
But here's the thing. Today was just confirmation. I've been thinking that the director, Zack Snyder, was like, you know, if he's not a part, like an active part of Q, he definitely is like us. He's like a truther, like an experiencer or something like that. And he's putting that shit in his films to kind of kick the rock farther along. Sure. You know, and I thought that like about a year ago, and I tweeted it, and then people were like looking at me like I was crazy, like, oh, Q's just a bunch of white dudes that are racist that live in their basement. You know, it's like some kind of weird ass cult shit. And I'm just like, I'm telling you. But that's the thing. I didn't argue with nobody. I put that shit out. Motherfuckers was crying, and I was just like, okay. And then look what happens when the most coveted movie that we've all been fighting for, this release the Snyder Cut. When it comes out, what does he do? He throws up a QCOM. You know, I'm like, and you're on the day that adds up to 17. You know, like, listen, to me, coincidence is just facts and fractals. Mm-hmm. You know, mm-hmm. So I mean, you can't fuck like dude. Like, That's what I'm saying. Like, that's the thing. That's the reason why we should not argue with nobody, because it makes no sense when it's like, if they're that willingly like ignorant to just not pay attention to like shit that's screaming at them, just like, look, this is real. This is really happening. You know, I'm showing you layers upon layers, it all connects, and they're still like choosing to not agree with it. You know, like, hey, some people, what did my mom always tell me? A hard head make a soft ass.
Yeah.
So I guess so something, the fucking boot got to drop, you know what I'm saying, for your ass to know what's going on, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, you know, we might think that they're not listening. We might think that they're not changing their mind, but, you know, it's kind of like chipping away and chipping away. And
Chip damage.
And even without us saying it, they're seeing these things, and it's registering at some level in their mind.
Deep recesses. Yeah, it's doing the work. And that's the thing. One day they're gonna, because your brain, it processes information, you know, while you sleep, you know, when you wake up. That's the reason why a lot of people, when they first wake up, you know, like they've, you know, they just got this moment of clarity, and like, you know, something just could, like, they have a lot of, like, you know, waking epiphanies. You know I do it, you know, like, especially if I've been thinking about something or ruminating on something for a while. When I wake up, I'll be like, it just, woo, like, it's so clear to me. So, but at first, like the day before, I couldn't figure it out. But then I wake up that morning, clear as day. So I'm thinking that's probably what's going to end up having to happen. I hope that happens before, you know, the fucking hammer drops, you know what I'm saying? And everything goes to shit. I don't want people to be shocked. I don't want nobody to be shocked, right? You know, because then, you know, like they got to be, you know, at least coherent enough for us to tell them, I told you so, and then it sink in. You know what I mean? Like, if they're like, you know, shocked out of their mind, you know, it's, you know, us getting our upcomings ain't gonna work. You know, it's like,
well, you know, there's probably some people it's probably people walking around after even bombs are dropped and they don't realize the bomb dropped. They're just in a daze and a haze. They're drinking all the fluoride, you know, they're enjoying all the whatnot. And looks like our cloaked unseen world is here.
Yeah. What's up, man? What's going on, Cloak? Yeah.
And Mud Rabbit asked, what do we think about Simon Parks? Now, I've only watched him like one time, and I don't watch that guy particularly. You know, I don't have time to watch everybody. How about you? Do you know about Simon Parks?
Dude, I dug in on him hard for like about like a month, and where like this is where like Simon Parks and Charlie Ward kind of like just made me just kind of stare. I still fuck with both of them, but when they started throwing dates out, you know what I mean? Like, like it's not, and then it doesn't happen. Right. It makes it look bad on the rest of us. You know what I'm saying? Because these are dudes that are supposed to be like think tanks, you know, and they kind of like, I guess you could say they're like representatives of like what we stand for. And then they're putting out dates and then just like looking crazy like that. Like it falls back on us. Like it puts, you know, a big dent in the work that we've been doing in our personal lives, trying to like red pill other people. You know what I'm saying? It kind of turns the red pill purple, you know, but at the same point, it's one of those things too, where it's like, I know this shit is happening and I know it's real. So I don't let it like damage me, because they do have useful information. But I think what they should do from now on, I think Simon, you know, and stuff like that, like, I wouldn't throw dates out. If they don't care about throwing dates out, that's fine. But my thing is, like, I would wait till after the shit happened. And then since they have more inside knowledge about the event, they can give us like the intricate details of what the fuck happened. You know what I'm saying? Like, and just do that. Wait till it happens and then tell us, hey, this happened because A, B, you know, on down to Z. But the date thing, yeah, I don't know. I will say another thing too. I can't sit there and say that, like, I don't think any of them are liars or nothing like that.
Right. I think giving opinions. That's their opinion.
Right. They're giving opinions, and then, like, you know, as far as the date thing, if they were told by somebody that's gave them some of this other information that like ended up actually being true, whether we seen it on pictures or heard from people that, like, you know, are like super connected, probably more than them, then like it's not their fault they got like information like that. Because the thing, because the thing about it is just how the cabal uses MSM, the white hats are you in the alliance are using us to get certain things done. And if Simon and Charlie are fine being the fucking scapegoats for that, you know, for like the misinformation, that's fine. Because the thing about it is, you know the black hats are paying attention to motherfuckers like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because that's, you know, so and it's gonna throw their shit off. And it also fucks with algorithms, because think about it. If they put out a fake date like that, what's gonna happen? People are jumping in each other's inboxes. Hey, the date, this, it's fucking with the algorithm. And then what's the black hats gonna do? Because like, you know, their version of like the, you know, of the looking glass is not, you know, attuned as high. They're gonna look at art like the shit that we're, you know what I'm saying, sending through the algorithms, because we're attached to like the lighter frequencies, the higher vibration. So they're gonna look at that's their only way in past what they can't get past, you know, on their end. So they're gonna look at, oh, what are all the light beams? What are they saying? So they're gonna go to, oh, what January, okay, we're gonna zero in on that, and then it's like nothing's happening. So it throws them off. Now honestly, I just came up with that. But I could see that being a possible, because I don't see how these, I just don't see these dudes being fucking like agents like that. I don't see them being fucking.
They're just giving their best guess, and you know, they're doing the best they can. And you know, there's so many people out there. That's the beauty of the internet now. There's so many shows to watch. There's really a show for every kind of personality. I mean, you know, some people might like a Simon Parks, and you know, and that is the way that they get this basic information. And that, you know, maybe they get a few dates that are wrong, but you know, there's a lot of people that you know. I remember I was fooled by the whole Nibiru thing many years back. Oh, Nibiru's gonna come.
Yeah.
That never.
But the thing about it is, what the fuck? Like, you know, what if it did come, but it wasn't what we thought it was?
That's true. Oh,
yeah, because the thing about it is, like, they literally got slabs of like rock that you just look at, and it's like, this right here is supposed to be like some ancient technology, like some, but it's got layers that are operating on different frequencies. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I learned that from Corey Good, and it made a lot of sense to me. And then it made me think about the movie Jupiter Ascending, which I thought the movie was poorly executed, but the shit that, like, you know, like that whole thing where, you know, something might look like a stick, and then like, but if you look at it on like higher dimensions, you can see like that stick has like all kinds of other shit attached to it that can, you know, enable it to turn it into a weapon, you know, if you know how to access those dimensions. So, hey, you know, I mean, you just never know, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't know.
Someone else asked, what about Alex Collier, Sopranos fan 11, Alex Collier. I think Alex Collier, you know, he came out back in the 90s, I believe, and fantastic story. He spent a lot of time aboard an Andromedan ship, you know, these blue-skinned humans that telepathically communicate. And he seems very sincere. But, you know, I guess you have to just use your own discernment. I mean, and the same thing. I mean, some experiencers will, you know, appeal to some people, and other experiencers will appeal to others, but you're still getting something other than the mainstream news. Well, you know, the mainstream news is wrong, but the alternate news might be right, and that's better than not being, you know, definitely not being right. So
it's on the right side of things. It's kind of, you know, and that's another thing too, you know, you can't be afraid of being wrong. Everybody's so fucking afraid of like showing that they're human, that they're, you know, that they have imperfections, that they can be wrong, that like they won't step, you know, they won't put their fucking neck out there to like try to change things because, oh, I might make a misstep. I give a fuck about that. Like, you can't change anything, you know, sitting there trying to second, third, 20-second guess yourself, you know? So, you know, because that's the thing. If you're on the, if your heart's in the right place and you're on the right side of things, like, you know what I mean? Like, that's, I want to listen to you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't care if this motherfucker's right about a bunch of fucked up shit. If you're right about 30% of like the great miraculous shit, I'm fucking with you. I don't care if this guy is like a genius about a bunch of bullshit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'd for real, like, bro, listen, literally, no, don't take it the wrong way. But listen, no, listen, I'm not saying when I say this, I'm not saying that you are, because I said don't take it the wrong way. But I mean for the viewers, like, there's a dude that's got Down syndrome that's fucking brilliant talking about abortion. There's a guy, fuck yeah, like, dude, he's got Down fucking syndrome, and this motherfucker is like going the fuck in. He's got way more sense than people that have the right amount of chromosomes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know, and that's the thing. It's like, if your heart's in the right place, you're gonna be guided to the truth. The truth, and like I say, like, the truth, one truth is better than like 1,000 lies. You know? So it's like, I mean, you know, so what if the motherfucker's wrong? Like, nigga, the shit they've been right about is what we need to know, or what we need to be digging into and using our own discernment, you know?
And you know, if one of these pundits, like you said, if they get it right, if they guess, oh, this is going to happen like this on this certain day, well, if that's a cabal plan, they might just very well change it if it becomes public knowledge.
That's what I was just saying.
Right. Yeah.
Earlier, a couple of questions ago. That's what I was just saying. Like, dude, like, literally, they're playing. It's weird. It's like they're doing them just as filthy as like they've done themselves. Like, you know, lying about everything. Like, oh no, these aren't lies. These aren't lies. We really told Simon this. We really told Charlie this. You know what I'm saying? But it was to throw y'all off, because we knew that you guys are listening to us and listening to people that follow us, because you don't have access to this is a higher frequency game now, you know, and that's what it is. Like, the frequency of like the whole planet is at a higher frequency. They can't get up there, so they have to piggyback the algorithms we create to try to find something out. So yeah, I mean, dude, fuck it. Simon can keep lying about dates. He can tell me tomorrow some shit's finna happen for no reason. He could just say, hey man, something big's about to happen tomorrow. I might just go on and fucking tell everybody about it, because I know it's throwing off the fucking cabal. So, you know, like, hey, whatever. You know what I mean? For real, I'm serious. I'm just saying, that seems like, if you think about it, being that it's a digital game like that, I could definitely, you know, it's wild. I never thought about it before, but I'm thinking about it now. And that's one thing that you'll notice about me, that you probably already noticed about me. Because I tell you that all the time, dude, I didn't even think about that till right now, till we talked on the phone. Oh my God, that's like Epiphany Plus, you know, and the viewers too. Like, I usually figure shit out by conversation. Like, I won't even think about it or know anything until I'm challenged. And then I have the, like, you know, access that higher, you know, that 4 and 5D shit to fucking like explain what the problem possibly could be, you know. I just wish I could do it on my own life. I'd be a fucking trillionaire right now.
Yeah, right.
But I think this right here is better than fucking gold. You know what I mean? The shit that we're doing. So.
Yeah. Paulette in Boston says, hey, Aaron, nice and cozy in here. LOL. Well, thank you. Yes, it is cozy in here.
Yeah. There's only one chair in that airplane he's in. He's in it.
And Sopranos fan 11 says, Command Sergeant Major Robert Dean. He was old school ufology, talked about being on alien ships, seeing UFO documents, etc. Passed away in 2018. Great speaker. Yeah, he was great.
I've heard the name.
Robert Dean. Yeah, he was a very cool guy. It was sad. We also just lost Clifford Stone. Another. Wasn't he on Cosmic Disclosure? Yeah. He was in the military for 20 years, and he where's that? I don't have the book. He was on crash retrievals, a UFO crash retrieval team for the Army.
Yep. Damn. You know, like, dude, some of his stories like kind of made my eyes water up.
Yeah. He was very emotional. I mean, you know, he had
Yeah.
an alien die in his hands, and when he recounted that, he would just cry. I mean,
Yeah,
you know,
I'm like my little prickles on my head right now, standing up right now, thinking about it, dude.
oh yeah,
For
yeah,
real, man.
I know, yeah, right.
Damn, just like electric with fucking love, man. Like, I mean, that's if more people were like that, I'm telling you, man.
So you working on any music lately?
Yeah, actually got a song. I was working on this one song, but it was like it was wild. It's like the concept, the concept was, it was kind of like some weird type shit where, like, you know, basically trying to like communicate with somebody that's dead, and then like them getting revenge on, like, you know, the people that hurt her, shit like that. But when I did being that it was a real person that I was doing this, you know, like about, like, yeah, it I'll just say that, like, some things happen for a reason, you know, and sometimes even the worst shit happens for a reason, because it was one night I was working on the song, and then I heard there was a scream in the song that was not there before.
Wow.
And it kept playing it back, and it was over and over and over again, and then it slowly started dissipating.
Really?
And then some told me, look at the time. I looked at the time, and it had just got 4:00. I was like, oh shit. It happened in the 3:00 hour.
Wow.
And at that point I was like, this is like, something's going on here. And then that same night, my son said that he's seen lights in the hallway.
Oh,
and
wow.
I wasn't even in the house because my studio's outside of the house.
Oh, wow.
So and then other stuff started happening, and then right around the time I was about to complete that song, I ended up running into like a real cool friend of mine named Mia, and we're called, like, we just met like on internet, just random, and she was just like, you know, I was just telling, yeah, I do music, blah blah blah. She was like, man, I think we need to talk about some things. And then come to find out, she was like a NDE experiencer, and she like died twice. The first time she died, she was a kid, and her uncles poisoned her, and then yeah, right. And then the second time, she was shot in the chest. She had a bullet hole and everything. Whoa. And so she sees things. They talk to her. She communicates. Wow. And she told me that, like, the shit that I was about to do with that song, she said, there's a reason why she's, you know, she's doing this. She was like, that's not a, she's like, understand, there's people that are inhabited by other things that are way darker than they even know consciously. And she's part of something ancient and dark. Wow. Don't do this. She said, don't do the song.
Don't do the song.
She said, I can't make you not do it, but don't do it, because she's sitting here looking at me and she's not liking any of what I'm telling you right now. Wow. And it was wild too, because dude, like, and right after that, boom, computer failure, bam, got gout, bam, money issue, bam, 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 because I said I wasn't gonna do the song, because, you know, like, dude, when you're doing stuff like that, like, they don't want you, they want something around you. And I got kids.
Wow.
So yeah, and then come to find out there was more to it than that. It got crazy. So I was just like, and I've been working on this song for a while. So yeah, I'm not working on that one. But there's this cool song called Driving Machete that I'm working on. So yeah. So that anyway, I'm doing that. This just some rap stuff. That song that I was talking about, it was kind of like a mashup. It was like kind of like heavy metal mixed with like rap. Yeah. But it wasn't like in the way that you would think. It wasn't like, you know, like, I don't know. I mean, I do it in a unique way. Like, I mash up hip hop and rap, not hip hop, rap, hip hop and metal in a way that, like, it appeals to both fans of both genres. Because a lot of people will listen to like metal and like hate the shit out of rap. Like, nope, I don't want to hear it. Don't show me no rap, nothing like that. And then you'll have the opposite on the other end. Hip hop dudes, but I mean, what the hell is all that screaming? I'm not trying to hear that shit. But then when I put it together, like when I produce that shit, they love it. They fucking love it. Like, especially like the metal guys, they'd be like, dude, I hate rap. I fucking hate it. But the way you did it is awesome. And I'm like, dude, like Linkin Park didn't come out. Like Ice-T didn't come out with Body Count. I'm like, man, bro, I'm like, there's like, there's shit that's out there, but like, no, you did it dope. Which was like, well, fuck, man. I mean, I just like to make shit I like, so, so I have heard that. So, but the thing about it is it's not easy to do. It's not easy to do and do it right. You have to like take your time to make that shit blend correctly. But anyway, but yeah, like I'm stepping away from that right now. I'm just getting back to rapping because that was kind of scary, that whole paranormal thing. Like, dude, the chick, that was literally the chick screaming in the song. Like, it was weird. It was like, you could tell when, and I've never experienced anything like that. Like, with all the paranormal shit that I've ever experienced, I haven't experienced anything like that because you gotta understand, like, I have heard EVPs, right? But usually in EVPs, they're isolated. There's nothing else going on. It's just like white noise, and then you hear the voice or whatever. But and it's usually like when you turn it, you got to turn it. It sounds that you have to turn way up, like noise. You have to turn way up. I just had this at regular listening level, and it was like she had recorded on the track. Like, it was not right. It was really strange. Like, and that's why I said I've seen doors open and close on their own, lights come on and come off on their own, just different shit. I mean, I've heard disembodied footsteps. I've heard that, but this was different to me because this was inside of something that I had recorded, and I know it wasn't there, and it was there and then went away. And EVP is not gonna go away. Like, you might hear it say something different sometimes, but it never just comes into existence and fades out of existence. Like, that right there let me know that I was opening a portal to something. And yeah, so that spooked me out. I'm like, let me just let that be over there and let me just get back to rapping. You know what I mean? And but anyway, so yeah, that's what I'm doing right now. And I just cut my computer back on, so finally. So yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Now, when you mentioned, you said there was a scream in the song, I remember a long time ago, there was a song called Roller Coaster, Love Roller Coaster, and there was a scream in it. And it was rumored that scream was someone dying, some woman dying.
Whoa.
And
I can see it.
And so probably back in the 70s was when this happened. Love Roller Coaster by, who was it? It was like a funk song.
Yeah, I know.
Roller Coaster. It was a pretty cool song.
Yeah. Roller Coaster and woo, 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 that one.
Yeah, I think that's it. And then in the middle there's a scream. And I don't know if it was true or not, but when you told that story, it reminded me of that.
No, I mean, they did some weird shit. I mean, like the music industry is wild with that type of thing,
Oh yeah,
and like I said, I stepped into it and it was just like, man, what the hell? And then it's wild too because I was just, I guess, taking like personal inventory, and I was looking back to like 2013, 14, 15, when I was doing music. Like, back then I was like on like a darker path, I guess you could say. I wouldn't say like demonic or anything like that, but I guess like, I don't know. I mean, as close as I would be to like some like Slim Shady Eminem type shit. But not the rap, not the way that I rap, but like some of the things that I was doing, as far as like, subject matter. And I had forgot like the lyrics to something that I wrote. And then and it was like one of like the darker songs that I wrote back then. And I was listening to one of the beats that I did, which was like predates that by years. But anyway, I wrote that to this beat. So I found the beat after I started the computer up the other day. And I was like, and I started trying to rap one of those verses from The Dark Times, and I couldn't get it at all. And then all of a sudden, like later that night, I started rapping it, and I got farther into it. Like I was remembering the lyrics. It was all coming to me like boom, 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 boom. And then I looked at the time. It was 3 o'clock.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
3 a.m.
3 a.m. again.
That let me know right. That let me know right there. Like yeah, because see, I wouldn't write anything like that now. I wouldn't go that like trust me. I like hardcore rap from the 90s and shit. You know what I mean? That's my thing. I do that. That's what I prefer to do. This type of shit I like to listen to.
Mm-hmm.
But like I wouldn't have wrote nothing like that, you know what I'm saying, now that I wrote back then. So it's just wild. And it, you know, it seems I always like to remember the lyrics to this shit around the 3 o'clock hour. That lets me know that back then something was working on me, you know. And then I guess I turned this way, turned that way, and I lost it, you know, just by like, you know, the skin on my teeth, like, you know, because everybody's a step away from like going off the edge and you don't even know it, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, man. I mean, you know, it's definitely that we're here talking right now, you know, is definitely like I know that there's like greater things at work and everything's gonna work out fine. Because
so for the people in the chat and people watching, what's your YouTube? You have a YouTube channel, right?
Yeah, but I don't really put anything on it.
You got some songs on there.
Yeah. It's just Korbin Pheenix, I think. Yeah, Korbin Pheenix. You just Google Korbin Pheenix, or just go and just type in the search. I would say Google it though. Google it and just see what comes up. I mean, it's like shit from like for real, like, man, there's like random ass shit. I think I did a song that was featured on a snowboard video in Switzerland back in the day, you know what I mean? So there's that, you know. I just bunch of random ass shit. I actually did I did a song for a TV show back in 2018.
Yeah.
It was on a show called The Detour. It's on Hulu, and I think it's season 2, or is it season 3, episode 2? Can't remember. But I think it's the second episode of, I think probably season. Fuck, man, now you got me. I really got myself because I brought it up. But anyway, I think it's either season 2, episode 3, or season 3, episode 2. But anyway, Big Papa. If you Google The Detour, Hulu, Big Papa, I did the Big Papa song on that, and like I'm the ringtone on the guy's phone, and then like old girl's like, "What? You listen to that guy?" And he's like, "Oh, all the kids are listening to it." You know, I was just like, "Oh shit, that's my voice right there." I got a couple checks from it, but you know, I mean,
that's cool.
There's that. You know.
So I'm looking for your YouTube channel here, and Control Create by Korbin Pheenix. Is that you?
Yep. That was interesting. I was, you know, kind of talking about like, you know, time being like not being a straight line or being a loop, but more like a I don't know. It was weird. I don't know. I was also time traveling shit back then. So.
All right. Well, do you mind if I throw a link to that and then they can get to your channel that way?
Yeah, definitely, man. Yeah, I throw that shit on there. Yeah, I thought it was cool.
Let's do that. Here's one of his videos, guys, and go subscribe to him. All right.
Yeah, man, subscribe or
get this guy famous. This guy needs to be famous. He needs a new computer.
Yeah, I'm on my phone right now, Zoom.
Yeah, man. Any super chats that happen goes straight to my buddy Korbin, by the way.
Yeah.
If we get these super chats.
Yeah, I mean it's fine, man. I mean, hey, this is a super chat. You know what I mean? You know, so it's all good. But yeah, I don't know, man.
A lot of times we talk, Korbin and I talk, and it's like, wow, we should have recorded that. That would have been a good show, you know?
Yeah. And then it's like, and then it's like, now we're on here like, damn, what did we talk about now? Like now we got the camera on us and shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
We need to get someone to like film us when we don't think we're on. Of course.
Yeah. There we go. Yeah.
They would be like picking our ears and doing weird stuff.
Yeah, like maybe we can kick the doors open at that place in Utah, man. That's got all the information, got everybody's conversations and stuff. Kick the
Oh,
door
that,
open. He's like,
that roller coaster was by the Ohio Players.
yep, the Ohio Players.
And our Cloaked Unseen World says that song was in Beavis and Butthead movie, one of the funniest ever. I actually went and watched and met a friend after we did shrooms. Okay, that's all right.
Whoa! Oh yeah, they got a scene on there where like, didn't they eat like some shrooms or something like that on the Beavis and Butthead movie? I
Gosh,
think they did. They did something. They were in the middle of the desert. They were about to die.
When I watch those guys, I'm laughing so hard. I'm crying because I'm laughing so hard. I can't remember what I'm laughing at, but they're so funny.
Yeah.
But it's total guy humor. It's guy humor. So just a warning out there. About it.
Man, this shit was hard as hell, dude. We couldn't stop watching that shit. But yeah, I remember I took a girl, I don't know why I did this shit, but well, I know why. Because I didn't have a car. The homie, he could, he had a license and drove, driving around in his mom's van. And I wanted to take this girl out to to a movie. And I was like, fuck, man. I was like, shit, the only way this can happen is if I get, because I thought it was lame for my parents to drop us off, even though I didn't have a license, she didn't have a license. It was back when I was 16 or something, and I think she might have been 15. And I didn't want my parents to drop us off because I thought that was kind of lame. You know what I mean? I didn't want my parents asking her a bunch of questions. So I was like, I know, me and the home, like I can invite her to come with me and the homies to go to the movie.
Yeah.
So we do this, and we went to go see Beavis and Butthead.
Oh no. Okay.
Now, I know, looking back at it, I'm like, she didn't want to see that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's not a girl movie. It's not a girl movie.
Right. But we did. So you know what I mean? And I think that was part of it. The homie was like, look, I ain't going unless we watch Beavis and Butthead. So I was like, fuck, man. I was like, all right, so you gonna really make me take this girl to see Beavis? Yep, that's the only way. I'm like, fuck. All right, man. All right. So we went and watched it, and I could just tell she was sitting there like, this motherfucker got me in here.
Yeah.
So we went. So we took it back to the house. You know what I'm saying? And when we took it back to the crib, I got out. You know what I'm saying? And I walked into up to her house, and then I leaned in for a kiss, and she went, man, the homies was in the car, going. Shit out of here. Get shit out like knocking the ball out your hand and shit, packing the shot, blocking the shot. I said, damn, man. I said, man, really. And I look back at that shit, I still remember exactly like, you know what I mean, like how their faces looked. They were cracking up laughing, dude. Oh like going, get that shit out of here, get this shit out of here. And I know she's seen it, so it was like extra embarrassment, bro. But okay. I mean, but
guess what? You just made $5, but actually I think YouTube takes a third of it. So 2/3 of $5 from our Cloaked Unseen World. He says, I subscribed to put my home to market. Oh, he's gonna put his home to market on the market.
Oh, okay.
$345,000.
Damn.
That's more than I make in a week.
Just a little bit, huh?
Just a little bit more than I make in a week. a lot more.
Yeah, but yeah, those are El Paso days, man. You know what I'm saying? That's
that reminds me of something that happened many, many years ago when I was a teenager. Mm-hmm. We had a drive-in theater in Navarre, Minnesota. Mm-hmm. And I asked this girl out to the drive-in, and I had a 1960 Rambler. Mm. And anyway, if you know anything about Ramblers, maybe you could look it up. But anyway, so this girl would only go out with me if she could bring a girlfriend with. I thought, okay, whatever. All right. So we brought her friend Robin with, and I was kind of upset about that because it means just nothing's going to happen. Kind of like with you in the back seat there. But so I was a little upset. So I said, oh, you guys, I don't have enough money only to get myself in. So if you guys hide in the trunk, I can bring you in there. and I left him in a little bit longer than I probably should have. But I probably should have left him in longer because when I took him out,
you took him out. Whoa!
when I let him out, it wasn't really that long. I'm exaggerating, but when they finally did come into the car, the other girl, not the girl I was asking out, but the other girl that came with, her boyfriend was at the drive-in. He sees her in my car. He starts throwing ice cubes at my car.
Whoa!
Like,
oh,
man.
It's beef. It's
like,
beef.
Everything's going wrong tonight.
No, man, it's perfect. Perfect night. So eventful. So eventful. Yeah, it's perfect. Perfect.
Yeah, that's typical night in the old Ratmobile, the Rambler.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Yep, scramming in the Ram. yeah.
I paid $40 for that car. $40.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Damn, what's up, man? Hey, we bought a car one time. I say we because my homie he politicked it, and we were trying to get up to we were trying to go to Fort Smith or no, Conway. We were trying to go to Conway, Arkansas, and we wanted to detour off and go to Jacksonville to go hang out with some homies up there. And this was back in like, oh shit, what was it? Like 05. And man, we were trying to figure it out and we had nothing for like a whole week. We was like, man, how are we gonna get up here? And then because it's in Conway they got this, they have this festival called Toad Suck Days. Not toe suck, but a toad, like a ribbit. Toad Suck Days.
They lick toads, right?
What? Right, exactly. Right. I'll speak on that in a second. But anyway, so we wanted to go up to this shit, you know what I mean? We wanted to check it out. And because we heard it was gonna be real big. Plus on top of that, there was this girl up there, was like, hey, hey, I'm going to the college up here, you seem real cool. We were talking on MySpace and shit.
MySpace. And, I love MySpace.
Yeah. She played, I think she played on the volleyball team up there. Like she got a scholarship or whatever from high school, whatever. She was up there, doing her thing. And she was like, hey, I want you to come up. I'll meet you at Toad Suck. So and I was really wanting to meet her, what I mean? She's a motherfucker fine, dude. She's probably about like 6 foot tall, man. Like just built like a damn brick house and shit. Bad motherfucker, bro. I'm talking about cute in the face, had all her teeth and shit. You know what I'm saying? And so we had nothing for a whole week, and then like right when the week was closing in, I was like, man, yo, we need to get a car this weekend to get it checked out so we can go up there like next weekend. And man, dude was like, I got you. So he went and talked to some random dude out in the middle of Prescott, Arkansas, or somewhere out in that area, Laneburg or something. And we bought a car. We bought a Buick Century. I think it was like a '94 model for like what, like $230? Yeah,
those are nice cars. Those are nice cars. If it's got the 304 or the 340, 304?
Yeah,
308. The 308.
The engine.
The best engine, yeah. If that,
dude, man, and I think dude put a cam on it or something like that. Like, man, we outran the fucking police one time in that bitch. But yeah, that something got down. We jumped in that bitch and drove all the way up to Conway. That's like almost 2 hours from here, and like no problem. Then went to Jacksonville, drove everywhere. Like, and we only had like a week to to see if it would run. But that something ran like a charm, man, until the radiator busted. But before that though, it was fine. But yeah, $240, man. We needed a car on the clutch and just bam, cash, got that bitch.
Yeah.
Jumped up out. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I don't know, man, but yeah.
I had to buy a car once like that. I was traveling from Minnesota to Wisconsin, other side of Wisconsin, about an 8-hour drive. Halfway there, my car died, and I had to buy a car. I only had $400 on me. There was this gas. I coasted into this gas station. They had a local newspaper, and there was one car in there in my price range.
Wow.
So I called them up. I I said, hey, if you can bring it up here, you're probably going to sell it because I need a car tonight. And she goes, well, I don't know if it's going to start. I'll try.
I know this motherfucker ain't finna start.
It came running in. It was brown. Okay. It was loud because the muffler was something wrong with the muffler. And it was stinky because it had the catalytic converter was bad. So it smelled like rotten eggs.
Yeah.
And I had my dog with me. It was a whole story. I'm not going to go into the whole thing, but that car ended up being called the Fartmobile because it looked like a fart, smelled like a fart, sounded like a fart. So it's the Fartmobile.
Yeah. So what kind of car was it again?
A Dodge Diplomat.
A Dodge Diplomat. So in Plymouth and Dodge the same shit.
Yep.
You know, it's funny you said that shit about the rotten eggs because there was this chick. She had a red Plymouth. I forgot what the model was, and her catalytic converter, her exhaust was fucked up.
Yeah.
Rotten eggs. Rotten eggs. So now, like, I used to see her for years after that, and every time I seen her, I just like, you know, rotten eggs. You know what I mean? I would smell it all over again. Yeah, that's some wild shit. Wild. Plymouth Dodge, rotten egg smell, fucked up engine, fucked up exhaust. Wow. But let me just go ahead and just say one thing. P.S. on that motherfucking story that I was just telling you about.
Yeah.
I get all the way up there. We went to Toad Suck. Toad Suck, they shut the whole fucking downtown area down. And like I'm talking about, and just it's nothing but like stages, people performing, you know, people selling music, you know, people selling stuff on. I mean, it's like a big thing, huge thing. And I'm walking around, and you gotta mind you, this was before everybody just had cell phones like that. This was before, you know, was texting or, you know, really knew how to do the communication correct. And she was like, yeah, you'll see me up there. You'll see me up there. I'm gonna walk around for a while. You know, you'll see me. And straight up, dude, I seen her. Man, she was like one of the most beautiful women I've ever seen in my fucking life. I mean, the fucking internet shit didn't do no. And guess what I did? Walked right past her.
Why?
Cold feet.
Really?
It was that, like, I was like, out of my league. Out of my league. Yeah. Out of my fucking league. Yes. I mean, and you know what's wild about it? She seen me. But I don't know what she was she was probably thinking like, oh my God, like, you know, she's probably a little shy, a little withdrawn or whatever, you know what I'm saying? And was like expecting me to make the first move, but I passed her like several times and I was just like, man, I'm such a fucking pussy. I'm such a fucking pussy. And listen, and I never told old boy that I seen her. I never told him until like 2 years ago. This was in 2005.
Wow.
And he said, really? I said, yeah. He said, dude, that's not even like you. I said, no, she was fucking fine, bro. She was fucking fine. And he was like, damn, man. He said, man, that fucking sucks. He's like, but I know that was like real hard for you to like, so yeah, you know, it's still, he's like, it's all good, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, you're only human, you know what I'm saying? So, but anyway, I just wanted to touch on that part of it. But Toad Suck, I thought about the whole story of that shit. I did shrooms, right? The same night that I told him this, we done shrooms for the first time. And and it came to me. I was like, Toad Suck, I get it. The people that started that motherfucking that festival, man, them motherfuckers are space cadets. This, they're psychonauts. Whoever started this shit, they be on some like, you know, mind altering, like elevating type shit. And I was like, but when you go to the shit, like, dude, Conway's a big Christian town, but the main festival that they have of that town is called Toad Suck. And I'm thinking like, you go where the work is needed. You know, because it's one of those big, like churchy towns in a bad way. You know what I'm saying? Which usually most of them are, in my experience. So that was kind of like the thing. I'm like, that's why they're there. It's like one of those things where it's kind of like they're speaking in code. They're doing comms. You know what I mean? It's like, you know, like if you know what's up, you know, one of those things. But I didn't realize it then. I didn't know shit. But it came to me then when I was on shrooms. So then, you know, so you see what I'm saying? It's like, yeah, we're all drawn in. We're all figuring out things, man, you know what I'm saying, and like, closing in on each other. But yeah, I thought that was interesting. Like, it didn't even come to me until I got fucked up, and then that's when I knew. And I'm saying fucked up like, shrooms, which I don't even count that as fucked up because, you just feel extra. You feel more of yourself. You don't feel like you're out of body. You feel more in inner body. Like, you feel like, I know why I'm here. I feel my purpose. Like, I know that I'm a soul inhabiting a man suit,
Wow.
So yeah, like it was real wild watching Flames dance and shit, like, and then Flame communicate with you like telepathically. It's real wild, crazy. Yeah, but anyway, so yeah, I always thought about that. Like, now I kind of look for things, like even in logos of like places, like, are they trying to tell you something? With this logo, that logo. I mean, hell, you already know what McDonald's is on. That's a 13. If you turn a McDonald's symbol sideways, it's a 13.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Yeah, Burger King, Saturn worship. Yeah. Exxon, that's Knights Templar, the double cross.
Yeah.
Yeah, did you know that?
I think I did know that, yes.
Yeah, yeah, it's Knights Templar shit. But yeah, man, I mean, it's enough of that shit. I don't. But anyway, so what's up, man? Anybody got no questions? Any questions, man, from the
questions?
We good for another 20 minutes, probably.
They're talking about mushrooms, and our Cloaked Unseen World says, I think Colorado legalized them and sell them in weed stores. Okay.
Yep,
I guess
that's crazy.
Yeah, wow.
That's crazy. Yep, they did it, man. They did it. Wow. It was wild too, man, because I was kind of blasted, like, because the first time I did them, I was there. Like, I'm talking about, I did, like, I don't know, man, like 4 or 5 grams. I was like, what I mean? But I was still able to function. Everybody else was like the dude that brought him was blasted. He was just like tattooed to his couch. Like, I just want to listen to techno music. You know what I mean? But I was just like having all these epiphanies, like, oh shit. And my kids were like acting crazy in the house. So I left out my studio, went in the house. I was like, yo, man, what's going on? And like, they were fussing and shit. And then I just, like, it was weird talking to them because, like, it's like, I seen that they were like looking at me almost kind of like, I depend on you, to help me. I depend on you to help us not fuss. I depend on you to, like, you could see like where I could see where they are in life and how important it was that, that I show them the way out of whatever situation that they're ever in. It was really wild. It was something else. It was something else, definitely. And I was able to just like tell them something easy, and it was like when I seen that and I noticed that, I was able to like squash the situation with no problem. Like, they wasn't fussing or fighting anymore. I just talked to them with compassion. I do anyway, but at this particular time, like, I was able to like feel the impressions of what they need from me as a parent. It was really crazy. It was really crazy.
Our Cloaked Unseen World asks, what state is Korbin from, and how did you meet him, Aaron? Well, he's from Arkansas, or like we call him up in the north, Arkansas.
Yeah,
Arkansas.
Kansas. No shit. It's funny. We always. Huh?
He lives in Arkansas, and we met on the intranet, actually, on
Wide Webs
comment in the one of my videos, right?
Yep. Corey Good.
Corey Good interview. My first interview. And then we started to talk, and I don't know, do you want to tell them what the project that you're working on? You want to kind of keep that under your hat for a while?
Oh no, it's all good. I'm just working on a deep space sci-fi, cape shit epic. That's it's real, like, it's a lot of like personal stuff interwoven into it, personal experience. But other than that, it's like, I want to kind of use it as a disclosure piece, because like, and it's wild too, because, I said that, and then I started to find out that some of the technology that I had in the thing and some of the ways of like society that I have in this sci-fi deep space epic was actually real shit going on off world and what's planned for this world, you know.
Wow.
So that was pretty interesting. I was like, whoa, shit, like,
That's
you know.
cool. So,
yeah, so I mean,
in other words, you're working on a movie.
It was a script.
Could be an animated movie, or could be a live action.
Yeah, it could be either.
Both.
It could be either.
Both.
Yeah, both. Fuck it.
So
yeah.
if someone's looking for a project, if you're like a mega millionaire and you want to you produce something really good, and I've read this guy's stuff, or whichever way he is from here, great stuff. So it would be a great investment. So.
Well, yeah, I appreciate that. Thanks, man. Thanks.
I mean, be off to Hollywood in no time. Maybe a new Hollywood.
Yeah.
Without all the darkness.
Yeah, without all that shit. God damn. Like, I don't. You know what's wild too? Like, these people be having children, man. Like, why would, like, okay, I get that you're a sick fuck and you probably need your fucking hands cut off and then stuffed in your fucking mouth, you know, to be honest. But like, then you have turn around and have children and you're doing this shit to children? What the fuck?
I think they have to do that to be part of the club, or they'll kill them. You know, it's pretty
we
sick.
need fuel. We need fuel. We chose you because we think you're exceptional, so we want your exceptional children as well. You know, it's almost kind of like they basically just like signing the bondage, generational bondage. You know. And it's funny because that's what they want to do with the planet. Like, if you look at Hollywood, that's what they have been doing and want to continue to do with the entire planet. Exactly what's going on in Hollywood. It's, you know, the micro explains the macro, you know?
Yeah. And so what do you think about taking all these cartoon characters out of various different roles? Yeah, me too.
Saying? Yeah, he's dope as shit.
And you know, he's kind of like, he really in the cartoon, he was like a superhero. His speed was his superpower, and you know, all the lady mice are like, ooh.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, right. Falling over.
He was like famous, you know, something that, you know, if I was a Hispanic kid growing up, I'd be proud of that, you know, but I'm not, so maybe I don't know. But
he said, if I'm not, so maybe.
But you know what? I probably am, because, you know, in one of our latest shows, Andrew Bishago reveals that he's 7%
black.
7% black. Yeah, if he's black, then I'm probably black.
Shit.
Probably am.
No, but honest, I mean, I look at it like this, man. Like, that shit was a frame in time. You know, it's like, it's kind of like how like what I was talking about earlier. I was like, hey, you know, 2013 through 2015, you know, you could have caught me, like, you know, on like a darker path as far as, like, you know, like like the visuals and things that I thought about when I did, like, you know, music or whatever, you know. But you know, like, that's not to say that the shit that I wrote back then was fucking brilliant, you know. But you know, I know what that was. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you can subtract the fucking, like, you know, the artist from, like, you know, or the art from the condition. You know what I'm saying? I know that the reason why, you know, Speedy Gonzalez was probably maybe made it, you know, whoever made him probably was on some bullshit, but they made a cool ass character.
Yeah.
If you subtract like the stereotype from Speedy Gonzalez, he's still a bad motherfucker. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's the thing. And I think that's what it is. As kids, we wasn't watching it because we wanted to laugh at Mexican people.
No.
We was watching because, like, that motherfucker's badass. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, that was me. You know what I mean? That's what I thought. You know, and everybody else I knew thought. Nobody was like, oh, that is just, I can't believe it. No, not at all. Not at fucking all. You know?
Yeah, I guess all we can do is, try to ignore all the just bull crap that the mainstream media is like pouring out and try to, make our way through this crazy world. Let's see. Mud Rabbit says, I always liked the Roadrunner. Yeah, the Roadrunner was pretty good. I didn't understand the Wile E. Coyote because he tried so hard. He spent so much money at Acme. And if he ever did catch that little bird, there's no meat on that thing. I mean, it's not going to nourish him very long. I mean,
for what? Yeah, exactly. Why? I think at that point he just went insane. And I think that there's a story to it. You know what I mean? It's kind of like they were trying to tell you something like, hey, look, there's really no reason for him to want to kill this damn thing, besides the fact that it's driven him insane that he can't do it.
He can't. Yeah.
So it's like, do you want that? And look how stupid he looks every time. Do you want that to be you?
Yeah.
That's what, and it's funny because that's what, like, subconsciously what I got out of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Years later looking at it, But
what's funny is it did make its way into mainstream world because maybe you've seen this meme. It's an actual picture. Someone painted a fake tunnel on this bridge wall. And they had like a Roadrunner, and this guy slammed into it with his car.
Wow.
It was painted there kind of like as a joke, but this guy he thought that was a real tunnel and smashed his car.
Damn. You know what's fucked up?
And there's the Roadrunner laughing at him.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like no, that was the sound his fucking car horn made when it hit that. Oh. Damn. No, but hey, okay, one thing, not to beat a dead horse, but I just thought about it. Like, okay, let's, like I said, yes, there was like, racial stereotype overtones to some of the characters, shit like that. Hell, even Foghorn Leghorn, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, he basically was acting like a fucking ignorant white guy, you know what I'm saying? But I thought he was cool as shit, you know what I'm saying? I thought he was still cool.
Listen here, boy. Hey, boy. Yeah.
Hey, boy. Hey, listen here. You know what I'm saying? Like, but the shit was entertainment. But that's me looking back on it. Like, at the time, like, I didn't, my whole thing is like, if they were trying to make us look at white people differently, black people differently, Mexican people differently through these characters that they put out, they fucking failed.
Right.
They fucking failed.
Yeah.
They failed. And that's the thing. That's the thing. It's like, I want that shit to stay. I want it to still be there. Because it's like, look at the shit. Look at us. Look at how look at the unity in the community. Look at us.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? This shit's a motherfucking, it's a rainbow coalition, but not the gay one. But it's a rainbow coalition. But there are some gay people in there. It's fine. But I'm just saying, it's a rainbow coalition. And look at all the shit that we had to fucking deal with, and all through media, all through our cartoons, and we took the best out of it. Yeah. We took the best out of it, and we came together because we didn't look at like, hey, Speedy Gonzalez means I'm supposed to make fun of how Mexican people talk. Hey, Foghorn Leghorn, it's showing me I'm supposed to treat this white person like this, or look at this person like that. No, we were just like, man, that shit was fucking awesome. We had a good time. It was entertainment, and that's all we took from it. Because I'm looking at this shit in retrospect. At the time, there was nothing racial about it to me.
Right.
Because I saw through it.
Look at a character like Snagglepuss. Exit, stage left. That's a gay guy.
Gay as hell. But like, I thought it was funny how he talked. You know what I'm saying? But I didn't think like, oh, he sounds like a gay guy. No, I just thought it was funny.
Right.
Yeah. Right.
I didn't realize it till many years later. I mean,
exactly, and that's the thing, and that lets me, like I said, we're not regular people. We're not regular people like that. We see past the evil shit they tried to do to us, and we fucking broke through that shit.
Yeah, and
subconsciously anyway.
Trying to break up the diversity of everyone has. It's kind of like taking the flavoring out of your oatmeal. You know, it's like
Right. Exactly.
everyone adds something.
Right.
Everyone's important.
Right.
Everyone is important, and
Correct.
nobody's
Exactly.
less important than anybody else.
Right, exactly. And and that's the thing, like, and that's the reason why, like, like the only thing I took from it was like, okay, that's supposed to be, as an animal, that's supposed to be a white guy, that's supposed to be a black dude, that's supposed to be a Mexican dude, that's supposed to be an Asian dude, that's supposed to be an Italian dude. That's all I extrapolated from the shit. Like it wasn't like, oh, this is how I'm supposed to treat them, this is how they all talk, this is how they all, move. No, not at all. Like all it was to me, I just pulled like the identifier out of it, and that was it. Like I don't, because that's the thing, I don't get off on negative vibes, making people feel less than or singled out or fucking anxious and sad or you know what I'm saying? I don't get off from that. You know what I'm saying? But they do.
Dividing. One thing that that I've noticed over the years is back in the old days, people had no problem telling ethnic jokes, like jokes about Polish people. I don't really hear that anymore, which I think is good.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah.
So,
right.
I think we, as far as our inclusive society goes, I think that we're doing really, really, really well. And everything the media is doing, they're doing for a reason. They're trying to foment something, so that they can trash the Constitution and make it a one world government and everyone's a slave, and that's not cool.
See the wild shit about it is like they when they try to do all that, like the way how we came out of it and we came out the other side better, it happened naturally. You know what I'm saying? We naturally, opened up to a person that doesn't look like us or talk like us. It wasn't forced into it. It was just something like, if you're supposed to be a light being, you're going to act like one. If you're not, if you live in the dark, then you're going to be a dark being and you're going to act like one. So it's like so basically what happened was we were in a gauntlet of like all this negative shit, and all we did, and we just weaved through it because all we did was move with the light. That's all we did. So we came out the other end, and it's just like yeah, I wouldn't say we're desensitized to like that type of thing. I just think it was a natural thing. It was like, dude, we got hit with everything that was supposed to make us not be, neighbors and not be friendly to each other. You know what I'm saying? And we came out the other end, we survived it. So we did it naturally. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't think that was their plan at all. I don't think me and you talking right now was their plan back when they were making cartoons for you and me. I don't think that was their plan at fucking all. No. So, and then now it's wild because now they're doing the opposite. Like, well, let's try it on the other end, and now they're doing this other weirdo shit. You know what I mean? And I don't know. I think what it is they're doing this shit so that way it keeps us stuck in the middle. It keeps the global consciousness stuck in like the state of like purgatory or cognitive dissonance where we don't know which way to go. So we just fucking just act from a distorted perception of reality.
Right. Mud Rabbit says, I don't have TV in my place. Either do I. Too much negativity and the wrong residents. I agree. I haven't had TV service since way back before the turn of the century, the late 90s. So like 98, I think, is when I stopped getting TV service. So you don't need it. Turn it off.
I could do without it. Like I got it. Like I got, small kids and shit, from 12 to 8, at the house. So, I mean, they want to watch TV and all this other shit, but even then, like they ain't real big on TV because we're not big on TV, me and their mom, we're not big on it. So we don't be watching a whole lot. Now, Amber, she want to watch, what I'm saying, like fucking, little shows on the phone or whatever, but it's never like on the TV. So it's like, and then they'll be on their tablet, but they're really active kids. Like they're all, what I'm saying, they're not overweight. They got plenty of energy. You know what I'm saying? My son, he does push-ups every day. You know what I'm saying? He's been running miles since since he was 4. So he knows what it's like to stay in shape. And then the girls, they just got it on the natural. I mean, they all got it, but
Yeah.
the girls got on that, like they don't have to do a whole bunch of physical shit. Like they just, but the thing is, like they like, well, my youngest daughter, Ray, she's like an artist. Like all she likes to do is
she's the one that drew that thing for my channel.
horse. Yeah, drew the horse. Yep, the pony. Yeah, she likes to do art shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So she'll like you be up here, man, doing something. I'll come out like, where the fuck Ran at? And she'll be over here drawing something or writing in cursive. Like, Daddy, teach me how to write in cursive. I taught her how to write in cursive the other day.
That's great. Yeah, she's a really good artist. So how old is she?
She's 8.
8. Okay. Yeah. For those of you who don't know, I have a YouTube channel called 3 a.m. Studios, and I have crafts and art projects for kids on there. And so yeah, that was great.
Yeah, I just wish we had internet like out where I live. Like right now, I'm parked in front of Anytime Fitness, talking on the fucking phone because I don't get internet at my house. You know what I'm saying? So it's like if I did, like, yeah, we'd be doing like those activities all the time. But like, dude, the only way I can get on the internet is on the phone, and there's only 2 phones in the house. I'm not looking forward to like my younger children getting a phone. My daughter, my oldest daughter that's at the house, she's 12, and like she has her phone for 1 week and then loses it for 2 or 3 because she gets in trouble. So I take her phone. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't believe in spanking my kids. I take shit from them.
Right.
And but yeah, like I mean, and then she like tore up the phone. So I'm just thinking, like, how does a 12-year-old take care of one of these fragile ass iPhones? So I'm just like, man, I really ain't even trying to get her another phone. But surprisingly enough, she hasn't sweated me about getting that phone back. Like she's totally cool without having the phone. Like, she'll like do her hair or play with some makeup or something, paint her nails or some shit like that,
Well, that's good. That's good. You don't feel bad about that. I once gave my son something for, I believe it was his birthday. And I asked him what he wanted for his birthday. He said he wanted, this was many years ago, Grand Theft Auto, like the first or second one. And so I got it for him for his PlayStation or whatever it was. And over the next couple of weeks, I saw he was starting to change. He was turning into a mean kid. And I took the video, the game away from him. Yeah. I said, I'm taking this back. You can't do that. That was my gift. You gave it to me for Christmas. Yeah, but AJ, you're changing and you're turning mean. And this, from this, it's teaching you how to be a criminal. And so you can't take it as my property. And 2 weeks later, he came to me and said, Dad, thanks for taking that. I really was starting to change.
Yeah.
Like, wow. I can't believe
that's awesome.
Yeah. So he's a good kid.
Yeah, I mean, that kind of that gives me the tingles, man, because that's exactly what I try to do with my kids. Like I just, I do.
Uh-oh. You froze up, dude. Okay. Well, it looks like Korbin is frozen.
Out of a circumstance.
You froze for a second there.
Oh, well, I was just saying, I don't want none of my kids to ever be like a victim of their own circumstance. Like if anything, like it has to be something that was like that. If anything ever bad happens to them, like I want it to always be, if it has to happen, I don't want nothing to happen to them. But if something has to happen to them because that's just the way of the universe, I don't want it to be because they caused it on themselves. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And that's the reason why, like, I'll do something that they'll hate me at that moment. But but later I'll explain to them, like, look, this is why, this is why. And then they'll be like, okay, Dad. Like they'll understand, you know what I'm saying? So, the girls, not so much, you know what I mean? Like they ain't trying to hear none of that shit mostly, you know what I'm saying? But I don't know, man. Like Holston, he'll like he has like bad rage issues. But then after he calms down and I talk to him, and then he'd just be like, look, I understand, Dad. You know, he gets it. He gets it, you know, and I know he gets it because often I don't have to talk about that ever again. We don't never have that same problem again. So, you know, but yeah, you know, I mean, that's what it's about. You know what I mean? Like if you treat your children, if you treat yourself with respect, you know what I mean, it's gonna spill over to, you know, like you're gonna look at your kids like an extension of yourself. And it's like if you wouldn't want anything to happen to you, you wouldn't want anything to happen to them. Just like how you say, like if you knew something was changing you for the worse, you would stop doing it, right?
Okay.
Right?
Right.
Right. That's the same thing when you seen your kid doing something that was changing for the worse. You stopped it. Because he doesn't have the wisdom and foresight, you know what I mean, to look at it from like a disconnect, you know, for several reasons. He's a child, and then also, you know, he's not a father. So you have to be that. You know, these kids can't raise themselves. So
He's
it's not up.
He's a father now. He's a father now. 2-year-old.
Right. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? You did your job. He didn't do some Grand Theft Auto shit and land in fucking jail.
Right.
You know what I mean? You know, or dead one. So you did what you were supposed to do. You know, and that's what I think it's all about, man. You know, it's just you know, they don't have to like you in that moment, but they need to, you know, but you're doing this because you want to have them around and love on them as long as as humanly possible in this life. And the only way to do that is sometimes make them mad sometimes, you know what I mean? You know?
Yes. And you know, what's really interesting too about that little story is I was divorced at that time, and my kids were living with their mother in an apartment building. And in that apartment building, there was another kid that my son used to play with there, and he took off in his parents' car. When they caught him, they said, "Why did you do it?" He said, "Well, I learned how on Grand Theft Auto." Well, he couldn't get his license till age 21 or maybe more. So, you know,
shit.
Yeah, it's teaching, you know.
You see, there you go. You know, there you go.
Pac-Man never taught a kid how to steal, you know.
No.
Donkey Kong, you're trying to save someone, you know.
Exactly.
I like those kind of games.
Virtuous.
Our cloaked unseen world wants you to watch his interview with Mark Atwood.
Okay.
At Uppicking the Matrix.
Uppicking the Matrix. All right. Cool. You know, we'll definitely check that out, and I'll check the comments, whatever, and look at that later on.
Oh, and let's see. Darlene Montoya says, I had to get rid of TV as it made me physically nauseous.
Yeah.
Even the snow channels in between, and the content was just getting ridiculous. Yeah, you know, I don't need television, you know, signal, because if I ever have the occasion to watch, you know, something, I have movies, I have all of the Gilligan's Island episodes, I have Leave It to Beaver, I have Green Acres, Addams Family, anything you could want.
yeah, exactly. I mean, you know, if it's a classic, it's a classic. You can't beat it. You know, it's just like a book. It's just like how people reread a book. You can rewatch a fucking movie. You know, I mean, and that's way.
My memory is so short, I can just watch the same stuff over and over.
Oh shit!
You know,
a
new movie. You know, there was all this dust on this new movie.
You're not a goldfish, you're an old fish.
Yeah. I'm older than Moses' toes and twice as corny.
Oh, hell no. Shit, boy. You motherfuckers probably like you can fry, like, I don't know, fry goddamn grilled steaks or something on them. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Shit, them motherfuckers like charcoal probably, man. Feet. But yeah, man.
Okay, our Cloaked Unseen World says, no, it's the Mark Atwood Show. Title is Uppicking the Matrix of our uncloaked, unseen world.
Okay.
All right. That's
Yeah.
that.
All right. Yeah. I'm gonna check
Well,
that out.
Well, anything else you want to say? I think we should probably wrap it up. We've been going here for 109 minutes.
Yeah, man. We don't push the limit on it, man. Just bullshitting. I don't know. Let me think. Yeah. So I don't know. So Trump or somebody landed in Switzerland, man, in Marine One.
Yeah, I heard that, and then someone said, "Oh, that's an old clip, or from 2018 or something."
But hell, if it was 20, did you know about it in 2018? I didn't know about it in 2018.
No, right. But I think there's a lot of stuff that we didn't know that was going on, though. Who knows?
Right. So it's right. So if you think about it, let's look at it like this. Let's say, I mean, I've heard from people that it was like it's official and that was recent. But
could be. Who knows?
Yeah, but let's say it was 2018. If it was 2018, you didn't know about it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know, I didn't know about it. If so, why is it news to us right now?
Well,
probably because
I'm sure Trump did a lot of things that we're not aware of yet.
Exactly. You know, I mean, he's been assassination attempts he's had on him, like 30 of them. You know what I'm saying? You know, we didn't know about this shit. He didn't get up there crying about it, but that's what I'm trying to say. So he's been doing things that are just as potent yesterday as, you know, if they happened yesterday as if they happened 2 or 3 years ago. It's still important to what's happening right now.
Right.
You know, so yeah, so there, I'm thinking. So what did you think about him landing in Switzerland?
Well, I saw the story, and at first I was all excited about it. Then I kind of looked into it, and people are kind of
trying to debunk
some discrepancies there, so I just didn't look into it any further. But I did see that Trump is not going to be letting the rhinos use his likeness anymore for fundraising, and he's going to be campaigning in all these different states. And one of the states he's going to be campaigning in is in Alaska against Murkowski. And I don't think he's ever been to Alaska. So that'll be interesting.
Oh, yeah.
If he goes up there and get Murkowski out, because she's just like a Democrat. I mean, she does everything. There's that ominous picture where, what's her name? Feinstein. She's got her hand on the wall, and Murkowski's in front of her with a kind of a shaken look on her face, and there's this scowl, this evil scowl on Feinstein's face, and it's just so telling. That picture is so telling.
Yeah,
that she's totally controlled. So get her out, get someone else in there that'll vote right.
Speaking of that type of thing, as far as control, like, everybody was like, hey, let's get Trump out of the Republican Party so that way this person can control it, or, basically the deep state, Republicans can get it back, right? Rhinos, shit like that, whatever. All right, so just here recently, I just found out they've been flying down to Florida, man, to Mar-a-Lago, begging for forgiveness to Trump.
Wow.
You didn't hear about that?
No.
Yeah, they're begging for forgiveness because basically it's either he said it or people that are Trump backers in the Republican Party said it. They said he will be the face of the Republican Party, whether you like it or not. We don't care what you did. He will be the face. And they're like, fuck. Like, oh man, damn. Now they're feeling the heat. They thought turning on him with get him out of there, but or start a wave, but that wave hit them rocks. Yeah. And now they've been flying down to fucking Mar-a-Lago, like back to forth, back to back. What would you like? Please forgive us. Like, nah, bitch. You know what I'm saying? Like, they might be up there with nipple rings to their fucking white shirts soon. I don't know.
Maybe they'll have to be a caddy for him for a year to make up for it.
Yeah, exactly. Man, that's what I'm saying. And that's the thing. And that's another thing he said. He said, he said when he went bankrupt them years ago, he said that was like the best time of his life because, he finally knew who was on his side and who wasn't.
Exactly. Yes. Yes.
Yeah, he didn't
Yep.
have to be paranoid anymore.
Right.
And so he took that same shit to Capitol Hill,
Yep. He
and,
did.
and yeah, and then now, and that everybody's like turning around like that quick, like they just try to sit there and throw the lid on the can on him, about like a month ago, and now they're already, eating crow. The whole fucking planet's eating crow, really, to be honest, But yeah, so I don't know, man. I mean, we'll, like I said, we'll see, man. I think that if anything happens, like big happens, it's gonna have to happen this year. Like, because I don't, everybody's been talking about, oh, Trump 2024. Like, no, what if he doesn't fix what the fuck happened in November 3rd last year? Or November 4th, I think, no, 3rd. If you don't fix that, then there is no Trump 2024. Like it.
Well, the system's been broken and bad and corrupt for a long, long time. We just kind of woke up to that just now, this last election. We kind of knew that, had a feeling there's some hanky-panky going on, but now we got, lots of proof. So what I think they're going to do is they're going to go from state to state, and they're going to get people elected that they're going to go in there and take out all those machines. And what they really should do is pass laws in each state that every poll worker is videotaped. Yes. Every monitor is videotaped. Everything's documented, so you can go back and say, look, this wasn't counted right.
Right. Yeah. And what's wild about this shit to me is like, dude, there's more surveillance like on like New York City streets, you know what I'm saying, than it is when an election that's going to determine the future of our country is going on. Like, there's way more surveillance for like regular people than it is for people that could possibly be leaders of this country, and therefore the free world. Like, how is that possible? How do you like right now, if I was to go rob a bank, man, they would be able to count how much stubble I got on my face. Mm-hmm. But then if I'm finna steal an election, there's no cameras, there's no surveillance, everything's compromised. You see, it's just like I was saying, like, like back in the day, all the superhero movies always had the superheroes stopping robbers from robbing from these corrupt banks that rob from people. Mm-hmm. It's always in there. It's always in the comics. Always, and I'm just like, and now looking at this shit, I'm like, if I was a hero, I might let the motherfucker go. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, if they know nobody got killed, what I'm saying? Like,
you left some in there. Go back in.
yeah. Hey, man, like, hey, you dropped this. You know what I'm saying? For real.
Right.
Yeah, but like, and that's the thing. Like, I just can't understand that. But like, it's just like how I don't know. It's just like David Rodriguez said. He said this: the thief has to leave the store, and that that's the only way the military can come in. It has to be without a shadow of a doubt. So I guess they've given that so far, and I don't know, man. I guess we'll just have to see how it pans out, man. I'm just sitting back. My frequency's getting back up. I was down like that. Like last year, I was down bad, man. Down bad.
A lot of us were. Yeah, it was not a good year.
No.
Let's see. Jacob Waters says, "Get it right. It's Andy 2024." So Andy Bishago is he's running again, and I think he's been running as a Democrat, but he wants to bring sanity back to the Democrat Party. So I think that's great. Yeah. It's the way the party is. I mean, I thought Tulsi Gabbard was the best bet that they could have possibly had. Yeah. But they shunned her because she wasn't, progressive enough. I mean, she's Hawaiian, so she's like a woman of color.
Yeah, I mean, dudes.
But she was a veteran. Yeah. So they probably don't like that. And she talks a lot of truth, and that they don't like that. So
right, yeah, they want mouthpieces.
But maybe Andy can make something happen. Maybe Trump picks Andy for his vice president. Or that would be really interesting,
dude. Now, see, I could get behind that because Andy, he picks no bones about what he's been through and what he's seen.
Mhm.
That would be fucking awesome. That would
Yeah.
be awesome. It's like how they had Al Gore inventing the internet, they can do some little shit back there as as a vice president. Just
Mhm.
imagine Andy
Yeah.
comes out with the extra net, you know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
everything's released. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's the inner, but like what if he does the extra net?
Teleportation. Now shipping is down to like a nickel a pound.
Yeah. Just charging for the electrical spark to start the shit up.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
That's going to be awesome. Let's see, Eisenhower VP. Yeah, I think Andy said once that
She was vice
she was going to
president.
be the vice president. Yeah, Eisenhower.
Mhm.
So
Dude,
that would be
okay.
good.
Yo, so they all right, so she's on a show called Dark to Light, which it has her and has David Rodriguez. It's got whoever they're interviewing that day.
Mhm.
And man, they interviewed Wano Savin the other day. And dude, that shit was crazy. Like, man, I'm talking about it was weird. It's like on their page, like the actual channel, everybody was saying, they were like, you need to take back control of your show because Juan had got hyped. He got turned up because like she asked him a question about like what's up with all these mixed messages that we're getting from like people that are supposed to be on our side, Trump included, blah blah blah. Just asking questions, non-biased. It's like, hey, we just want to know. You got your, you're kind of in there, on the in crowd, on the inside of that. We just want to know. Like, I mean, we're not asking you because we're trying to say something. We seriously want to know. And he turned the fuck up. He went off like basically like, look, it's a show, it's optics, it's blah 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 blah.
Mhm.
And which I get. But like, yeah, like, people are like, you need to take your show back. You need to do this, that, and the third. I was like, and then my comment was, it's not it's not up to her to take a show back or anything like that. She's just supposed to fucking interview somebody. If they turn up, it doesn't mean that you're supposed to engage them. You ask the question, and how they react to it is all on them, basically. It's how I reacted to it, you know what I mean? And then when somebody else had posted the video on their YouTube channel, and it was completely flip-flopped. It's like everybody was just like, quit interrupting Juan. You need to do, like, it was all on the other side. I was like, what the hell is going on with this shit? Like, it just shows right there, like how we're even divided in this truth movement. Because I think Laura's dope. I think she's a dope person.
Mhm.
I think a lot of this shit is like so fucking overwhelming to her. You know what I'm saying? Because I know she wants to jump out just like we want to jump out. We want to change some shit right fucking now. You know, but some people, they have a harder time like managing those emotions and managing those thoughts. So like, yeah, she was a little spastic, but I get it. I could only imagine if my frequency was turned up just a little bit more, or I was just a little bit more sensitive than I am now, I'd be probably wigging out. She has to do, like, it's her job to deal with this shit all the time. Like, she has put that as not as her job or career, but as her life duty to do exactly what she's doing all the time. And dude, she's literally an Eisenhower. You know what I'm saying? Like the great granddaughter of the, so it's weighing on her super heavy, because not only is it the shit that you're dealing with right now in front of you, but then also the legacy you got behind you. You feel me? So it's like, it's obviously going to affect her on way deeper psychological and emotional levels than a regular ass fucking person. You know what I'm saying? And hell, we ain't regular, but you know what I'm saying? But we can manage it because we got enough disconnect from that world to where we can shut it down if we want to. Sure. But she can't. Her last name's fucking Eisenhower. Right. You know what I'm saying? Right. And it's not because she's a distant cousin. She's like a fucking grandchild of the motherfucker. So yeah, so yeah, I mean, I was just wanting to put that out there. I don't know if the viewers knew about that, but if you see it, man, just show us some love. You ain't gotta tell it from me. I'm just saying, like, I mean, I just think we need to love on each other, man. Like that's why we're here. We're supposed to being like you see us, two guys, pretty fucking resolved, strong, we hold it down, but some of us, they have moments of weakness, and for those that do have a moment of weakness or just like a moment of instability, we need to just love on that person. If you see somebody in the truth movement that seem like they're breaking down, don't make fun of them, don't talk shit about them, don't sit there and try to crack jokes. That's what the other side does.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's not what the fuck we do. Mm-hmm. So I'm just saying, we not clowning nobody. Right. So yeah, send love to that girl, man. I don't know if I don't know how to reach her or nothing like that, but if any of y'all do, just tell her, man, hey, you're doing a good job, man. We love you. Keep pressing on. You know what I'm saying?
She's doing great. Yeah, I just messaged her recently. I want to interview her on the show. I haven't heard back from her yet, but I'm cautiously optimistic.
She's got a lot going on, bro.
She really does. Yeah, she does. But I love her, divine masculine and divine feminine, and the fact that we all have both of those, divine masculine and divine feminine. Of course, the men are more masculine, and the women are more feminine. But it's a balance. It's a balance. You can't.
Not equality, compatibility.
Compatibility, yeah. You're working together instead of working apart.
Right, exactly. And that's what makes men and women equal together. We're equal together. Apart we're unequal. And that's what people fail to realize. Like, dude, we together we're equal. Mm-hmm. We're not the same, so we can't be equal apart. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah. You have, like I said, compatibility over equality, because it's not going to be equality if man and woman is like this. Right. even interior, we lean more one way, but then we still have to have feminine in order to be able to like, access certain frequencies or whatever to to interpret certain things and move past certain obstacles. So,
you have to tap into divine feminine when you're, playing tea with your daughters.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? I'll sit there and play tea with them and shit. I ain't gonna put no pink shit on, but I'll do it. You know what I'm saying? But I'll do it, you know what I mean? But yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'll like I said, man, I mean, I done seen crazy shit where, like, people try to sit there and be like, hey, you're not a real dad if you don't dress up in a tutu with your daughter.
Really?
You seen that shit? Yes. No. And guess what it was? A black father. Every time. That's something that's for the viewers out there, that's something that we get a lot. And it's because of that LGBTQ BLM shit. Like, it's basically, BLM is like the black version of LGBTQ. Uh-huh. And that's the reason why, like, I'm noticing that there's a lot of, like, if it shows BLM shit, you'll notice it might show one black dude or two black people in the advertisement, but it's mostly black women with children. It's never like a black guy with a kid by himself. It's never that, or a black guy and a black woman and a black child together. No, it's always like on some weird separate shit. And then I don't know, it's fucked up. It's really damaging. Mm-hmm. Because my son, when my son asked me, like, why they always be doing that shit, he didn't say that. I mean, he's 8 years old. He didn't say why they do that shit. But he's like, why do they do that? Why do they always have a black guy, being gay on TV day? And I was like, I said, and I explained to him, I said, because it's an agenda. I was like, it's just an agenda. Like, they want to do the BLM thing. It's weird. I said, basically, BLM is not for us. It's actually against us, but it's tricking us to make us think that it's for us. And basically, what they want to do is they want us to, become slaves to the deep state, all over again. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I said, but honestly, we've never really been out of slavery. The whole globe. If you're not in that 1%, you're a slave to the 1%.
That's
You know?
true.
Right. Is that white, black, brown? It doesn't fucking matter. You know what I'm saying?
Oh.
So that's the reason why this is so important. That's why I told him it's very important that he doesn't just fall in pitfalls, you know, like that.
I thought BLM stood for Biden loves minors. That's what I thought it would.
using it. I'm gonna see if I can get banned from fucking Facebook with that one.
Oh, no, yeah.
Yeah, but I heard somewhere that actually the BLM stands for Baal, Lucifer, Moloch.
Yeah, I heard that too. Yeah. Isn't that interesting?
Yeah, and I've seen a lot of weird imagery and shit. You know what I mean? Like, you know,
And
like
Build Back Better. It's the small B, and altogether it looks like 666.
ooh, you said on what? Build back better.
Build Back Better, which was
Build back better.
That was not only was it Joe Biden's theme for his campaign, it was also the same theme, I believe, for all over the world for this reset. Build Back Better, 666.
Yeah, you know what's wild too when that whole yes we can. If you reverse yes we can, it said hail Satan.
Hail Satan! Oh my gosh! Yeah! Oh my god!
Remember Obama was always saying that shit.
Yep.
Yeah, they reversed it. It was like hail Satan, hail Satan, hail Satan.
Wow.
Yeah, they do backmasking. I mean, you know, Eminem's done it before too. You know, follow Satan. He said that shit one time. You know, in what is that shit? Forgot About Dre. Because you know, Dr. Dre doesn't write his own shit, and usually if he's doing a song with like a really good rapper, what he'll do is he'll have that rapper write his verse as well. You know, and Eminem wrote Dr. Dre's rhyme where he said you talk about guns like I ain't got none. What you think I sold them all? Because I stay well off. And I went, stay well off. I don't know why. One morning in like about 2 or 3 years ago, I woke up and it was like, stay out. I hadn't heard that song in years. I was like, stay well off. Follow Satan.
Oh, wow. Oh, you froze. He froze on that, folks. I'm not sure if you can still see me. Let's see. 666 is not an evil number. Did you know? Okay. Well, yeah, I don't know about that.
You know, but I'm just saying, it's some weird shit. Like, you know, like, I don't know, man. Like I said, I mean, they do backmasking and shit like that, but it was crazy to me that they actually did backmasking on a presidential speech.
Uh-huh. You froze again. You're frozen again. Let's see. Okay. I hope no one checks my vocal backwards. Who knows what I'm saying? You know, I'm not trying to say anything. Korbin, is he? Can anyone else? Is he? It's gematria. Yes, gematria is very interesting. I look up the gematria calculator often. Korbin, you back yet? Oh, he's dropped off. Well, let's see. Well, folks, I think we're gonna sign off for now, and thank you for joining us all. Thank you for all joining us in the chat. I didn't get to read everyone's message. It's kind of hard to read them all when everything's happening and everything like that. So I really appreciate the. Oh, he's back.
I don't know what happened.
That's okay. You were freezing every time certain things were said. It was freezing. So I think we might have some deep state people
Interference
trying to control us here. But I was just I didn't know if you were going to come back. I was just going to sign off.
Wrapping it up.
I was going to sign off. We've been 2 hours now, so that's good.
Yeah, we got some material.
Thank you, our cloaked unseen world, $5. That will
thank you,
go
man.
to our friend Korbin here. Really appreciate it. Thanks, Mud Rabbit and Sopranos fan.
Thanks for the questions, man.
Darlene. Great interview, Aaron and Korbin. Great way to spend my evening. Well, thank you very much, Darlene.
Thanks,
That really means a lot. Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
really, yeah. That's awesome. That's awesome. That's what's up.
He's in a gym parking lot. So Sopranos fan 11 wants to know if you're in a gym parking lot of a gym.
Yes, I am. I'm in front of Anytime Fitness right now.
Anytime Fitness. See?
Yeah. Yep. Anytime Fitness podcast in your head. Yeah.
There you go. Thank you, Korbin and Aaron. Well, thank you very much. Thanks, friends. And watch, we'll be doing a lot more of these live shows. So watch for us next time. You never know when we're going to pop up. So be sure you hit subscribe and the notification bell so you can all see that. We got 17 likes.
What? Hell yeah. That's
17
what's
likes.
up, man. Oh,
Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you, Korbin. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you. Yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely. Always. Man. Awesome.
Peace in.